Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT champion, so it looks like it's time for another custom race with a JTM Japanese vehicle on Gran Turismo Sport. So, looks like one of the scene moments since we enjoyed watching the Gran Turismo World Tour that they're racing on Fuji Speedway. So, well, I kind of think that they're just still having the World Tour on Austria. So right now that for today's JTM vehicle of the day is the Nissan Fairlady Z model 300CX twin turbo 2-seater model 1989. So this is definitely one of the most popular classic Japanese vehicles in Gran Turismo series. So looks like they just definitely chose the fully premium model of the Nissan 300CX model for it, because this one is still the best popular moment for every classic Japanese car board. So looks like it's time to get ready to get started for the race board, shall we folks? So looks like this is going to be quite good for a Nissan Z to be rated up for it. So definitely most other Nissan fan lovers loves the 350C and the 370C, so they could probably also to be adding into the game later on board. So right now that I'll be able to get everything started out board, so this will be able to race at the Scuba circuit. So probably that might be able to be very good to race on a short track. So definitely this car model is the N300 category division type. So this might be very good for the Nissan Z to be able to be rated up board. Well, kind of like the other Nissan Z vehicles board, like this 300CX model, because this one is quite very efficient to be popular made. Now, looks like it's time to get ready to go and start out with having 6 laps for this race. So this will be able to go professional boards, because classic Japanese motorsport vehicles knows all the ways to get through it, because this is going to be quite very good to see this good looking retro style interior board. So it might be able to give a little bit of chance, because the last time I just raced for the Honda NSX Type R model, it was quite very good like the Acura NSX. So looks like the Nissan 300CX is definitely quite getting ready to go to race in GT Sport for the returning favor. Now look at this sweet engine to be able to be setting up for it. So luckily I just choose the sunset time on Scuba circuit, so this is going to be quite very good. Now probably let's take a quick look at the car settings sports. So the max power horsepower is definitely at 276, so that might be very good standard horsepower to be able to use for the JDM vehicle. So standard suspensions might be able to be quite customizable to be used, and looks like the transmission gear is default by 5 speeds, so this is going to be quite very good for it. So it also to be fully customized for it anytime they want for it, in which you can also to be customize the power level if you like. So this will also increase to be making a new N-class level to be increased. Now let's begin and let's get started. Looks like taking the last place start for the Nissan Z will be able to be all in different letters to count for it. So looks like the old school style interior was quite very impressive for it, because this is going to be quite right to remain settled to be quite giving much better chances to race with the other JDM cars. Well, like the Nissan Skyline R33, that was a 1990s model for it, and definitely the Nissan Z is the late 1980s model, so this might be pretty good for to be able to race for the 1990s sports car for it. Now, looks like this is going to be quite very good for it. Classic sports cars joining in for the race, and definitely this is very perfect for having a standard opportunity. Now, looks like this is going to be quite good. And looks like the Mazda RX 500 was actually quite enjoying in for having a one good standard race quality effect. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be good for driving this FR car. Okay, so definitely the Lamborghini mirror was definitely in the way. Just trying to make an inside pass to go through. Okay, looks like there's the R32 Skyline and the R34. This is going to be quite very commonly well for it. Okay, one pass on overtake the Skyline for it. And then it looks like the Audi R8 was quite giving a little bit of standard slow time to keep up with the all-wheel drive fast. Okay, looks like this is going to be giving a little bit speed locked in on the Alpine A110 Camry. So definitely the Nissan Fairlady Z model 300CX is quite very the good fast quality of this type of the vehicle for it. Well, looks like the style of the headlights was quite amazing since we played in every Gran Turismo games. But this one was definitely become fully premiumized in the Gran Turismo 5 and later for it. And that's how it also has some good features when you're using this vehicle into GT Auto to customize some aero kit parts for it. That might be quite very special specific to be shows quite very neat, but this might be quite very good for it since the September update. Now looks like only got 3 laps to go because this is going to be quite nearly there to be passed on one of the other cars for it. I hope the Nissan is going to be quite giving a little bit quality fast moment to spare. There we go. Looks like this is going to have to keep the straight throttle up, back up again. Now this time it will be able to keep in track of the total distance until this will gain a lot of progress for the daily workout. Well, actually, I'm still working on the goal to get that 20 million historic race car by finishing up a lot of daily workout every day for giving 1% chance. That's how most other Gran Turismo players are still work hard to keep the distance up and go. Means they will be able to have a lot of more hard work to choose it from. Okay, that's better. Looks like the KTM Expo was definitely quite coming in to reach over to the top. Well, not on my Nissan C-Watch. This will also to give a better chance to spare. Okay, overtaking in. Wow, I kind of think that they only have 4 main top of opponents is quite getting a little bit stronger than ever for it. Now, looks like this is going to have to take a little bit of recent chance to deal with the other stronger opponents. Okay, so this is going to be quite good. Also, might need to have JDM cars to reach first place for the win. And my only guess is BMW M4 was actually comes in first place because it also saw it in the blue color by showing it. Okay, now it looks like this is going to have to take turn hard for it. Okay, now take a little bit of few power slide for it. This will also to get very easier. Okay, there we go. Just keep a watchful eye on the tire when it's definitely straight red comes. So it looks like the Toyota SFR is definitely quite getting a little slow time for it, and then keeps it throttle back up again. And then there it is, final lap. This is all just giving a little bit of risky here from A to C because this is going to be quite very much rush to be able to catch up for it, because this Nissan Z might be able to catch up to the top. Okay, so it looks like the BMW M4 is just getting a little bit of better chance to keep away from my Nissan Z. Just wait over until the hairpin comes. Yes, this is the lucky moment. Because this race is about to get schooled. JDM Japanese cars drive like a pro, and this will also, to give a better chance of a horsepower, will also take much the chance. And then, ladies and gentlemen, JDM cars always drive hard to be the expert with standard horsepower with performance on it, without any tune-up adjustments needed. So this might be a very good race for today for it. So that's one round to be complete. So definitely that might be quite very good for having a total distance by 7.8 miles. Now looks like I'll be able to move on into the next race. So this is going to be quite very different to be made. So kind of probably that choosing under specific tracks will be able to do. So I might be able to go and race on Tokyo Expressway. And this time, Central Inner Loop will be able to drive in on reverse. So this is going to be quite very impressive to be raced at night. Well, kind of think that most different generations of the Nissan C series was quite giving a little bit impressive for giving a good choice of a start. For maybe example tip, the 370C is quite very popular vehicle sports car for it, so this might be able to be used for the Nissan GT Academy. Well, it was definitely since maybe 2011, I guess. Well, I kind of think it is starting out on the time trial challenge, since GT5 was quite currently on progress for a few years back. Well, maybe just 8 years ago, since the time trial challenge was been started out with using the Nissan C. So I kind of think I might be able to change the different sports type to go medium. So let's see how the handling might be able to go. Okay, so it looks like taking 6 laps might be able to do it. So that will have to take a lot more hard work to go for it. So looks like time to go Tokyo night racing. Okay, so this segment for this moment, just gonna have to take a little bit of slide turn whenever you're gonna have to take some clean runs for it. Well, luckily the F-150 Raptor only comes nearly flat before I'm about to make the overtake on it. There you go. Wow, kind of think that most of the JDM cars really want to go for it. And luckily, there's the Honda NSX right there with the any yellow color on it. That might be where it's at. That might be my lucky chance to overtake this first gen model. Oh, sweet. Hyperion GT. This is quite very good to drive fast with the other strong vehicles for it, because this will also go pro at it. Okay, now let's just give a little squeeze overtake pass on the Lamborghini Miura before I'm about to make an opening pass on the Skyline. Okay, here it goes. Just gonna make a right opening moment, and nope. Too close. Now, looks like this is gonna have to give a little bit much better. Okay, here comes a little downhill last turn. Well, looks like this might be giving a little bit of much work to race around on Tokyo Expressway for it, because classic JDM cars can also give a little bit of night to be spared to shine. So probably the hazard lights functions is definitely might be worked upwards, so it'll also be able to be shown with the blinking lights on green. Okay, so this is gonna have to try giving a little bit much simple back to keep it nice and slow. Now it's just gonna wait until the Mustang makes the turn, then the opening way is quite clear to go. Okay, now take on this left turn section on this corner, and then this will also go upper advantage to keep it on front. Go. Just keep the throttle slowly and then relaunch again. Okay, that's pretty good. Just trying to keep up with the corner handling will also do it right. Nope, don't want it to go on the off ramp for it. This is the current race time what's going to have the Nissan C to be prepared for it. 300CX can also take the spotlight for a brilliant performance. Here it goes. Just keep it on the FX slide turn and then going on to the second tunnel. Well, actually, might be a good drifting handling style of performance for it. So this might be pretty good for the Nissan C to be able to drift. Well, most of the Japanese cars really wants to go for a drift trial race, so this is going to be very impressive. So this might be very good for the handling, to be able to keep it nice and steady. So if this might be able to keep it in for having a nice comfortable at back. Okay, now this is going to be a good turn. So looks like I might be able to keep an eye out on the KTM Expo if it definitely really wants to come through over to reach the first place top. Okay, 2 more laps to go. Now looks like this is going to be able to catch up for more often. Okay, so Porsche 911 GT3 model 996 is definitely in the lead. So this is going to be perfect. Let's go, and then this will also take on for all outside challenge. Always going to make sure to give a little headlight taunt. Okay, so it looks like the green. So the Porsche model 996 has accepted the challenge, so looks like this is going to be quite going on for it. Okay, so it looks like this is the one pretty smart move for the German 2001 sports car, and then let's give it a little bit of slide turn until on the overpass lane for it. So this might be very good for having a little standard horsepower to give it a little bit of boost. So this is going to be quite giving a little bit of a hard challenge to give a little bit much further stronger to race up against any other tougher cars for it, because the Nissan C really wants to race up with some stronger opponents during this race for it, because, well, I'm just always giving a little bit of practicing in sport mode until I'll be able to come back in for it. Okay, now it's the time to get ready, and then looks like we're nearly there. That's because I'm on the 5th lap. Just get some more pressure on it for the 300CX model. Ooh. Well, talk about giving a little bit of power slide effect during this race, just like Special Stage Route 5. Okay, so it looks like the KTM Expo is crashing the party. So this is going to be very good to be impressed. So, looks like the most important thing to do with opponents, just race hard and don't get caught up in the bumps, because this might be able to cause for the bad SR rating improvement. It's only just all talks about giving a little bit of hard challenge with any competition for it. So this is going to be quite giving a hard risk if you really want to have a better clean race effect. This might be the better chance to keep your behavior calm and remain settled. And then this will be able to do it very nicely and have a play fair moment. So, looks like the final lap is going to be on its way. Now I have to deal with the KTM Expo to get a little bit of serpentine turns. If I could probably have to get some gap distance to be a little bit far away for it by at least one. Expo's still on 2nd place. Just kind of to keep on each rear mirror view will be able to monitor check on me. Woohoo! Single slide, and looks like that was an outsmart move. Come on, this 300CX really wants to climb back in the lead. Okay, there you go. Looks like the Expo just pulled a brake in it. That's very good. Now this time, the Nissan 300CX can also dominate the night racing in Tokyo for a first place victory. Well, that was a pretty clever move for it, because Austrian sports bike and the classic JDM cars can also giving a little bit of hard challenge to get everything pumped up for it. Well, it is quite very easier. Depends if anyone can also to give a better horsepower to do a better nice work. But this is gonna have to take some hard runs to be able to be quite going in. So, looks like we're almost there to finishing up the daily workout, because this race is still just keep going on for only last 3 rounds. So, I kind of think that this is going to be quite very good to be remain here for it. So, I'm really guess that I should probably have to go and race on to Kyoto Driving Park Miyabi for the last round. So this might be able to do one last extra exercise moment, because this will be able to do it. So looks like this is going to be going on daytime at 10 a.m. for it by having the next day. So looks like this is going to be one last final challenge for the Nissan Fairlady Z model 300CX. Will be able to do one last course of exercise. is to take on for the most singular short track of all time. Now, looks like this all comes down for this. Getting nearly there, closer into finishing up the daily workout for it. So probably 20 of all the cars will be able to be raced out on the Miyabi course. This is going to be the ultimate exercise training for classic JDM cars on a newly fictional track. So let's begin. Perfect enhanced sunlight for it. And it looks like the Honda NSX is going to be as the main rival. Now, looks like this is going to be quite very good for only 6 laps to take a hard risk. Now, let's see how I can pass all the cars in only 6 laps to be able to take on in for the challenge. Now, let's keep pacing up a notch for it. Come on. Hope the NSX is going to be quite giving a little bit of much harder in for. Okay, there you go. Just trying to make an opening moment spot for it. Because each handling can also give a little bit much specific turns for it. Now, looks like this might be good. Now I'm on 13th place. So I kind of think just having a little side bet event during this race. So probably the Nissan Fairlady Z versus the Honda NSX Type R on Kyoto driving park Miyabi to be able to have a better chance to see which one is the best, strongest JDM cars in the September update. That would be quite surprising for it. Okay, now here comes the upper hill turn. The R33 Skyline is quite very good climbed up over. Just trying to give it a little bit of race heart for this all-wheel drive Nissan. Well, actually the Nissan Skyline R33 and the Nissan Fairlady Z was also to be the shared type of Class A models in Gran Turismo 1. But they're all also as the main vehicles of the series, so this is going to be quite very good for any type of Class A vehicles who also to race hard for it. Oh, and almost forgot about the Nissan Z because it is definitely race modification of vehicle for it in GT1 and GT2, so it is definitely almost like the IMSA wide body light redesign style, so this might be very good for a singular standard vehicle to be race modified for it. Well, it also has 2 other specific types of colors for it, because green and blue are also to be quite everywhere to be shown, because it is definitely the popular type of this vehicle for it. Now, looks like this is going to be quite able to climb on over. KTM Expo always comes in the lead, because I've already know it. Alright, now let's go on the outer overtake pass on the BMW M4. Then this is going to be quite giving a little bit of hard challenge to keep the pressure up, but not just taking too much for any JDM car, so it will also just take better responsibility for having some better concentration for the race. Okay, there you go. So it looks like this is going to be quite going on for. Now it's time to get a better chance to take on the 5th lap until the final lap comes. Go. Here comes the final cardboard, and then outside overtake pass in the lead, and then the Nissan C just definitely goes on the fast expert. well, it is definitely quite shown for a different interior style for it, so because it also has the shows on the oil meter on the right next to the fuel meter for it, so it is definitely on full default capacity for it. So this is might be able to be having an endurance race later on. So I had to be able to keep on an eye out on the G-force meter. Well, the mileage range is definitely quite ever yet to be shown. So this is might be able to see the speed monitor meter by km. So this is might be able to go on the pressure for it. Looks like I'm on the maintain temperature for it, and then looks like this is going to be a good race for the Nissan Z. Pretty good challenge for today, and looks like the KTM Expo R was quite very surprising about the classic JDM cars, can also giving a little bit of hard pump on it. So looks like this is going to be a quite very excited daily workout finish. So I kind of think 3 rounds might be able to do it precisely for it. Well, looks like the Nissan Z did its best for today. That was a lot of pretty hard work for it because it is climbed up to be able on the top. So looks like this is going to be quite very good to have all the good efforts for this grabs on it. So this might be pretty good. Classic JDM cars can also giving a lot of hard work to race hard with the opponents for taking a lot of more daily practice. So this time, I hope this is going to be the historic cardboard. So no sign of it, just the usual. Okay, so looks like the Jaguar XJR9 was definitely known as the reward car. So this will be able to add it in to it to be changed to different rim styles. So looks like 2 colors are about to be checked out to be available for it. So P5 small brakes and PA aluminum metallic. This might be able to be quite very good for changing different colors for it until it's about to be ready. One of the classic JTM cars and the most popular Japanese vehicle in the Gran Turismo series, because the Nissan Fairlady Z Model 300CX is back on the grid for a new challenge just rounds on GT Sport. So this is going to be quite very impressive for it because classic JDM cars are also to become everyone's popular main favorite best vehicle for it. So this might be able to be very excited to see it turns out to be. So probably later on until the next update for it. So I kind of think if anyone can also to get a Subaru Impreza, that will be very amazing that they could probably have to be able to putting in the wish list for the roster. So this might be very good for the 1989 model of the Nissan 300CX. So might be very perfectly choice for it for a Japanese model for it, because it also has a good FR drivetrain to also to drift hard as possible. So this might be very good to be able to race and drift with this car for it. That will be quite very classic Japanese vehicle for it of all time. Alright folks, glad that you really enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And don't forget the links on the description down below in case if you're interested enough to see more, that you want to check out some cool stuff. So looks like this might be pretty good for the next custom race on Gran Turismo Sport. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep on racing, stay cool.